that connects you with the different voices, topics, and perspectives about relationships to grow a deeper understanding.
Relationships are hard.
This is real life. Hear both sides while we tap into the fun.
Ask what would be spicy.
The bad.
Toxic relationships.
And everything in between.
Boy, bye.
Now let's talk it out to work it out with your licensed counselor, Portia Smith.
What's going on, people? The Unmute Me podcast is going on right now. Our host, Portia Smith. Do your thing, baby girl.
Hi, I'm Portia. I'm your host, and we have Miss Tiffany here. We have Dr. Mark. We have Miss E. We have Mike, and we have Al here, all with the Unmute Me podcast. And we're going to get a jump in today with Miss Orinda, and we have a special segment for you guys to start off with. It's called the For Keeps or For the Street. Take it away, Miss Orinda.
All right, so a lot of people have been saying, is a man for keeps or is he for the streets? Is a woman for keeps or is she for the streets? Well, first, let's start off with for the streets. If a woman gets you caught up with any type of police officer, she is definitely for the streets. We all know that we had a situation with Mr. South Carolina. What was it? South Carolina? Columbia, South Carolina?
Don't give him that much credit.
His wife called and said, there's a black boy bothering me, or allegedly whatever she said, but she has caused her husband to lose everything he's worked hard for. Although, you know, his actions caused it too, but she's definitely for the streets.
Oh, bro.
How do you feel about that, Al?
Oh, well, of course he's for the streets. I didn't even know that she called, but now I look at it, he was trying to act like, I guess it looked like he was trying to defend her or whatever. I don't know what she told him, but he was out there charged up with that little old man. That man wasn't even trying to do nothing with him. So, yeah, I would say she's for the streets, but no, she got to ride or die now because she destroyed that man's career, so she might as well hang in there with him and help him get it back.
Right.
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 How do you feel, Miss Tiffany?
I agree. I think she's for the streets. First of all, I strongly believe, you know, when he came out there, you know, of course he defended his wife, but I think he went too far with it because at the end of the day, she made herself and her husband look crazy. So, and he ended up with a charge.
Right.
So we have all agreed that she is definitely for the streets because if a woman can cause you to lose everything you have, you need to let her go. So what we said earlier, getting with the wrong woman can destroy your whole life. So the racism, yeah, pretty much for the streets. All right, now let's talk about for keeps. There was a woman by the name of Megan J who said that she will let her man cheat in peace.
I believe in cheating respectfully. I never tell my man like, oh, you can go cheat on me.
So cheating respectfully to me is cheating where I don't find out, is having control over your other women, is using condoms and not having babies. Like, cheat respectfully because believe it or not, your man is cheating. But I'm not leaving my man over a one-night stand with a period.
I will only leave my man for three things. You bring me home an STD, you have a baby on me, or if you gay. Everything else is work outable for me.
Yeah. So how do you fellas feel about that? A lot of men are saying that she is for keeps.
Mike, hit that, Mike.
She is definitely a keeper. Never throw her away.
And why? Why is this?
Why?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Most men are alpha males, and the nature of the alpha male is to provide. Not just provide for one, but provide for the whole tribe. And if you really read between the lines, that's the reason why Mufasa and Scar could not get along. I know a lot of women like Lion King, but that was a battle over the alpha male. All them cubs and all them lioness that was in that tribe, they belonged to Mufasa, and he was a provider. And a lot of people can't grasp that concept, and obviously that young lady does.
Miss Tiffany?
I disagree. Like, all alpha males are not like that. As far as her, I think it's more looked like an open relationship, and she accepted whatever that he does. Also have alpha males that are loyal and faithful to whoever they're with.
Al, I was going to say 4th of July.
Oh, good. Yeah, I respond to all that. I feel like this. Of course, I mean, for keeps. And I'm gonna say it like this: if it's an open relationship, I don't really get in people's business because what work for them, work for them. For one, if she decides to be with that man and that works for her, vice versa, then that's their business. If she's cool with it and he's cool with whatever she do, I don't see the problem. Because some people do have open relationships. If that's something they discuss and that they do, is it really cheating if he understands? It's like if he understands that she do certain things too, if he cool with it, then that's them. If it works for them, who am I to be like, well, y'all doing it wrong? Because a lot of these traditional relationships ain't working for damn.
Mr. Mark, how do you feel about it? Is she for the streets or is she for keeps?
She's for keeps because just like like Al was saying, and basically, I think it's more of a Western culture thing and what we was taught and raised. As far as if you take it back and if we go across overseas Africa, they have more than one wife. So a lot of people coming up like he referenced Lion, like Mike referenced Lion King, all that ties back into Africa. So we over here being taught one man, one woman type ordeal, but like I said, we're in a sense not really really made that way. But like Al said, I mean, that's up to whoever your relationship is. That's something that you discuss with your partner if you decide that you want to bring somebody into your bedroom, if you want to have more than one in that case, because some people they'll just because they want to have a relationship, they want to have somebody, they're going to accept anything that person does to them, no matter how much they're dragging them, they're going to stay in that relationship even though it's not healthy for them. So I mean, it's like a keep and put into the streets, but it's more of a keep because in a sense this day and age now in 2021, it seemed like it's leading towards that direction more than just like really focusing on, no, it should be one man, one woman type of thing.
Well, I think she would be for keeps simply because she's understanding. I mean, I feel like every relationship, whatever works for you, works for you. And, if that is something that y'all decided that y'all want to do, especially if y'all have built a legacy, y'all have kids, y'all got accounts and bonds, stocks, or whatever that y'all built, I don't feel like you should just let go of your husband and your legacy for just, one night of a mistake, because people are human and they make mistakes. Now, I think if it gets disrespectful, then I think, me personally, I wouldn't stay when a dude is just like, all right, I'm going to cheat. But like she said in her video, don't let me find out about it. Don't pop up with a child and don't have an STD.
So with what Arinda is saying, do you guys believe in respectfully cheating? Hey, go ahead, Mike.
But it really ties into what Portia just asked also. It's like, me personally, my policy is I understand that I can't control nobody's thoughts and emotions but mine. All I can do is just try to conduct myself in a manner that'll make her not feel like she needs to go seek something else. That's all I can do. What she actually does, that's between her and what she believes in. You know what I'm saying? So my policy always been no babies, no diseases. I ain't got to know. I ain't got to know. I'm not going to ask you because I don't ask questions I really don't want the answer to. I'm just not that type of person. And I feel like what I don't know, it can't bite me. So if it's meant for me to know, it'll present itself. People gonna do what they want to do, regardless. And the more you tell somebody, oh, you better not cheat on me, you better not do this, you better not do that. I'm the type of person, I'm gonna show you what I can do if you tell me what I can't do. It's like a challenge at that point.
Do you agree, Mark? I see you laughing. You agree with what Mike said?
As far as men, I honestly wouldn't want to know because I'm not gonna ask, because if I start finding out or hinting and wondering what you're doing, because I mean, we in a sense we feel like that, we're possessive of what's around us or what we feel like is ours. I mean, because that's like our own little circle, even if we had more than one. But if you claim you are ours, or like you said, like people say our trophy wives or whatever we like to say that we do, I mean, I just like y'all women, y'all don't want to know. Just like you said, she don't want to know, but if she do know, she's gonna feel some type of way.
If you make me happy enough, I'm not gonna want to cheat on you.
Right.
Not in my nature to cheat anyway. I just understand that men are just wired so different from women. A man can really have sex with a woman and don't care anything about her and go back home to his wife.
I'm glad you said that. What I was gonna say, like biologically, we already know male to female, there's no such thing as a 1-to-1.
Right.
It's not. It's always more women than men. So you can always say, well, one man, one woman. So a lot of women gonna be left out. Point blank period, biologically. I don't care what species. Also, when you said what you said, Marina, was a good point. If you're happy and content, you don't want to cheat. A lot of people cheat because their needs are not being met, for one, or they feel like something is lacking from their partner. They may have not communicated. I'm not justifying the for cheating, but it makes people stray. Like, of course, another point you brought up, like men, you said we're wired different. That's true. I'm glad you recognize that, because men have a high sex drive for the most part. That's testosterone flowing. It's just in our nature. However, we have to make a moral decision to be faithful. And I believe a lot of guys do more so than given credit for.
So just to piggyback off of that topic with Megan J, we all had different opinions about that situation. Since people say all men cheat or all women cheat, do you all feel like it's safe to say that you would prefer to be in an open relationship? Tiffany, what do you think? Like, as a woman, would you want to be in an open relationship?
I think it depends on the individual, what they can handle, what they cannot handle. Right. I think, like you said, in the beginning, it's all about self-evaluation. Right. Have females that are open to that and are very confident in being in a relationship, an open relationship. But you also have women that are the opposite. It just depends on your self-evaluation, basically what you want, what you can accept, and what you will not accept.
Do you feel like you would accept an open relationship now? It's 2021. Are you open to something like that?
I think it depends on the type of lifestyle you have me living. Mm-hmm. If you have me living a lavish lifestyle and you have me in a situation where I don't have to work, you have me in a situation where I don't have to worry about anything financial, even when it comes to my family. If you are a millionaire man, I'm just being real. If you are a man that's a millionaire, then I would have the I don't want, what's the guy, PJ Morton, that say, I don't want to go through your phone. Some things are better left unknown. I'd rather keep living in my daydream. Right. What I don't know won't hurt me. But if I'm out here working really hard and you're working really hard and we're both splitting these bills, then I'll try to be faithful. Try.
What do you think, Mark? Would you be willing to share your woman with another man?
No. I mean, because I know who I am. I couldn't, especially knowing and be like, okay, I might want to see you now, but you be like, nah, I gotta go into this other person's spot tonight. I'm good.
For me, because I know I'm a type of person that I'm loyal to the end. Mm-hmm. Regardless of what situation or whatnot that we go through, I am very loyal. However, my expectations, is that you'll be loyal to me as well. Now, I'm going to do my best to make sure that you are happy at home. I'm really big on conversation. I'm big on communication, what you look for in a relationship, what your weaknesses are, your strengths are, what your expectations are. So, I'm really big on that. So, yeah, if we haven't, we talk about, we put everything on the ground. Yes, I'm a type person. If I'm loyal, I'm expecting you to be loyal as well.
So do you think that y'all ladies think that we would cheat if y'all know and ask us like what we want and what we looking for? And if y'all don't do it, should you be mad if we go out here and this other woman is doing half of the stuff that we're asking for? Because if you're giving us, like you're saying, I feel like if you are giving us everything that we're asking for, we probably, like you said, it probably won't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because we probably get all that peace and everything we asking for at home. Now, don't get me wrong. Some men just, like you said, they see something, peace. They got to try to, that alpha male got to take it down like hunting and like, yes, I conquered that over there or whatever. But your time, like you said, if we have that conscience and we know and like, we're not like, man, she ain't doing this for me at home. We walk out that house knowing that you're doing everything that we really want. Do you think that's possible? we can ask for that, and then y'all be like, I'm not doing that. Like, I want to be able to have a conversation with you. I feel like at some point, if I'm looking for a long term with you, I need to know that you're going to connect with me intellectually or emotionally, not just physical, because I can go out here and find anything physical.
Right.
That's not a problem.
And if you married to her, then you've already established that.
But
you
that
have
leads
found a
to
whole
that.
nother soulmate. Then what you with me for?
Right, go ahead.
I just got a scenario. Let's say, okay, it ain't kind of towards the ladies. Let's say you was married to a guy for 20 years. Okay, 19 of them years, he's had a mistress on the whole other side of town, but it was the way he treated you, the way he conducted himself, the way he respected y'all union, so to speak, was so good that you never known until something happened in that 20th year you found out. Do you leave him or do you stay?
Am I working?
That's a tough question.
Huh?
How am I living?
No, I'm saying,
does it matter?
He's taking care of you. Like you don't even know. You don't know because he's taking care of everything. Everything perfect.
So I'm living good and comfortable.
Yeah, everything's straight.
That would be a tough situation to leave. First, I need to find some type of way to support myself. I'm not gonna just walk away from a man that's supporting me.
Yeah.
Right.
19 years in the divorce, so that's a good little chunk of money you get, right?
Taken care of.
Right.
Yeah, you get alimony.
What do you think, Tiffany?
But my first question will be, why was he in the relationship for 19 years? What was I lacking?
Oh, well.
That will be my first question.
Right.
And I mean, I'll be honest, it will be a sense of betrayal. If you can cheat on me for 19 years, walk in the house, smile at me and give me a kiss and look in my eyes and tell me that you love me. And then I found out that you're probably saying the same thing to some other woman. That's a sense of betrayal for me. Is there something that I'm willing to endure for another 19 years? Because you don't know, 19 years, we don't know how many, I might have kids.
I can take it back in the day. Great granddaddy kept them women on the side. He kept them quiet until death. And they came to the funeral and
that's when they found out.
They came to the funeral and sat in the back. They cried silently. We all had somebody that's like, man, he looked just like Uncle Lulu over there on the other side of the train track. But she knew better. She knew not to say nothing.
A lot of times, it has nothing to do with the woman. Ain't nothing wrong with the woman. It's just what men want to do. If that's what he want to do, he gonna do it. It don't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter.
But let me ask you this then. Okay, well then, if that's the case, then why communicate? You should communicate that with me in the beginning. Because yes, one thing back in the day, but now you have females that, they don't care. They don't care about ruining a home. They don't care about, what the repercussions may be.
I think the reason why the choice is not given because we know off top that you ain't going for it.
Would you consider going to counseling, Mike or Tiffany? Would you consider going to counseling in that situation?
I think I need counseling now. I ain't even married.
I'm a big advocate for counseling,
Right. Me too.
But the thing is, it's all about if your partner, husband, wife is willing to go to counseling.
Most time we probably would tell you when you do say that question, but a lot of times, like I said, they deep down, like, man, you ain't gonna sit there and actually do that. Because if we dated so many women before or talked to them before, a lot of times that's not an option. Or, and I think a lot of times it's growth now. I think it's like the older we get, we do that. I mean, when I first heard it, I was like, really? Is this a test? I'm like, what? Because it threw me off. I'm like, you saying this to me? Because a lot of times, most times, it's like, you be out here, don't be mad if I just cut your stuff off, and then you wake up and hot grits on you or something if we out here cheating and stuff. It's different. Now it's like, you better let me know if you're going to do this, because then I'm going to do it too.
It depends on how you have me living. If you got me living in Beverly Hills, I might let you cheat at least. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of women out here who are fake independent. I'm out here for real in these streets for real. Okay. Yeah. So when you are really a hardworking woman, you running a business by yourself, and you really like you don't be having any help, and somebody come and take you out of these streets. And he put you up on the hill in Beverly Hills, and I don't have to work. What I look like complaining if you want to go get your feathers tickled every now and then?
What do you think about that for?
A lot of good points came up. That scenario Mike gave was a tough one. What it looked like, you know, if you paper right, get away with it.
Right.
I'm just being honest, just being completely how I see it with so many women. It all depends, because if the paper right and I'm good, I might be able to deal with it. Also, to Mrs. Tiffany's point, I believe in being upfront about everything. I ain't got time to be hiding. I'm not gonna keep it from you. I'm gonna let you know what it is. But with that being said, people are faithful at their options, and the more money they got, the more options they have. So I'm only speaking from a man who got mild amount of options. I don't have a whole bunch of options. So it's easy for me to sit here and be like, oh yeah, you know, I wouldn't do all that. But I do believe being upfront though about what you're doing in your business. I mean, for real, if you're a man about it, you're gonna let her know what it is, let her make that decision.
I just feel like people are human. They are human.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say one more thing. I do feel like, not in every case, not 100%, but men and women cheat differently. Like you said before, Ms. E, a man can really just have sex with somebody. He was just horny. But when a woman go out there, most time a woman gonna have some feelings behind it. She's gonna set it up. It's gonna be some chemistry involved and feelings involved. So it's different.
Right.
It's different.
Yeah.
Not 100% of the time, but most of the time, yeah, man can be like, yes, man, she fine. She got what I like, and she do what I like. So I'm gonna do that. It ain't no love. It ain't no real connection. It's a good sexual chemistry. Bam. And then he can go back on to his woman and really love her to death.
I can't see myself throwing away a legacy I've built with my husband for one mistake that he's made. I just can't see that happening.
Acting on his biology, because he called it a mistake. It's a moral decision. That's all it is. It's a moral decision. It's a moral and ethical decision. But biologically, yeah, most men want to smash.
I think with me being a hairstylist, talking to hundreds of women,
yeah,
a lot of women, especially in the baby boomer community, they've been married 4, 5 times, 3 times. And they all say the same thing. They all did the same thing. I left my first husband. It got worse with the second one. Then I went to the third husband. Then I couldn't stay with my first husband and worked it out.
I meet a lot of women like that now. They're like, they had it good when they was younger, and they just didn't like something to do. It might not have been cheating, or it might have been his money was low at that point in time, or he hit a down point in his career, or it might have been another woman. But they were like, stay out. But then they still single to this day. They're going into their 40s.
So do y'all think in that situation that person should assess themselves if they keep going through that same situation over and over again, also to consider what they may be doing wrong?
I think, you talking about accountability? That's a whole other conversation there.
Accountability. Go get some therapy, need something.
I agree therapy will be very vital in that, because it's kind of like, okay, you are repeating the same thing. You're doing something that you're getting the same result. So, I mean, I think, in that situation, yes, I recommend therapy.
But also you can do some good reflection, self-awareness. Because I ain't the smartest dude, but I learned a long time ago in elementary school. When you seem to be, the problem seem to be everybody else, but you the main one. The common denominator is you. So you need to look at yourself and see what you're doing wrong. Right. What about you? You might be a great person, but what about you that you are attracted to these certain kind of people who seem to keep doing you wrong? Or either at the end of the day, you still the common denominator of people doing you wrong. So you need to do some self-reflecting and therapy. Go talk to some good counselors.
So what do you think about it, Mike?
I think kind of like what he was saying. I believe your mind frame and the way you carry yourself invites certain energies. Because honestly, I've dated people that was like, well, you got that. You always like, well, I know this going. You know what I mean? Like you anticipating.
True.
Yeah. It's really crazy. I don't understand it, but I know it happens because I experienced it before.
So with that being said, have any of you ever brought up the topic of maybe we should have an open relationship with anyone? What about you, Mark?
It was brought up to me.
She wanted an open relationship?
She was questioning me, saying, if you feel like you need to be out here or if you're going to be doing your thing, then, then let me know so I won't be sitting at home and I can go do my thing or whatever. And so for me, I'm like, hell no. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm good. What's up? It's come to a point, like Mike said, you start realizing when you self-evaluate yourself, what people who come to you. You notice when people are coming to you because they recognize either A, or like he got money, or B, he's well established. Off when it comes to certain type of women, it's like after a while, those types start coming at you compared to like a well-established woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, Miranda ain't about to sit there she might, never know. She depending on how she feels, she might come at the guy. Most times she probably gonna sit back and wait on that dude to come to her, especially out and about. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you probably gonna drop a little hint. Huh?
Negative. Negative. Negative.
You're not gonna wait on us?
No. I go after what I want. I don't sit back and wait for a guy to approach me. I approach them because most dudes, when they see that you have a lot going on, they don't want to approach you because a lot of dudes feel like, oh, she wouldn't want me. So I have to go after what I want because the dude be like, oh, you want me? I have to, because if I sit and wait, then I would never get what I want. The guys that I like, they're a little, different from what I attract. So I have to go after what I like. Most of the guys that I like don't think that I would ever give them a chance.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
right.
I can too.
Very
I say all the time, I like my men meek and mild. Dudes be thinking, oh, she want an alpha man. She want a 6'8" man. Portia, I already know. I like my men little that I can just throw around. And
you want to bully some damn body.
Right. That's what it sounds like. That's what it's like.
You're determined, you're ambitious, you have drive, you have your own business, and then you have men that have that business and the drive, and you like to say you attract that, but yet at the same time you're like, you know what, that's not what there's some things that I want that I don't want.
Like she said, when about accepting open relationships or whatnot, back when I was a young Thundercat, you know what I mean, they used to always say, well, what if I was out here doing exactly what you were doing? I said, well, if you're doing it because I'm doing it, I can't accept it. If you're doing it because that's what you want to do, I can understand that, because I'm not doing this because it's something that you've done. I'm just doing it because it's something that I want to do. You got to understand it. It ain't you. It's all me. So, but for people to be like, well, I'm going to do this to get back at you, that ain't real. At least keep it genuine.
I think a lot of people fall into that, though. Just because that person cheated, well, I'm gonna go back and cheat.
If I feel like I'm about to step out, I'm leaving. I ain't gonna cheat on you. I'm out. Peace. I ain't gonna hold on to you. I mean, at the end of the day, you ain't cutting it.
Yeah.
Either, I mean, it might be all me. So I'm gonna do you a favor. I ain't gonna take you through all that. If I stay with you, it'd be more damaging than knowing I feel like that I'm not getting what I want, or I got my own issue where I gotta find it outside of you and holding on to you. It's gonna hurt you more for me to stay there. So I'm gonna just cut it off. Like, we good.
I would like the Staple Sisters. I'll take you there.
Hold on, that's
I'm saying, what if we have built already? We got a house, we got kids, and then you just gonna walk away from the chillings and the.
See, you threw me in a whole situation you created. So you saying if I'm married for X amount of years and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's what we're talking. Like, yeah, there's different scenarios. If you're married and then all of a sudden, because marriage is not about loving your feelings. Oh, it's really about two people saying, okay, we're going to work this out. Mm-hmm. You're not going to love your wife every day.
You said
right.
And I live in the real world. I know everybody ain't going to stay the same, but at the end of the day, most people step out because that something is lacking. And it gets to a severe point, because I honestly feel like once a guy really go through the whole thing of proposing and taking on a woman and doing all that, he's not trying to get a divorce. He wanted to work. It get to a point where, like, you know what, I'm really not satisfied.
Right.
I'm really not satisfied, and she's not listening or just don't care about my needs. That's how, so for me to make that assumption, we've been, if it's 15, 20 years, and I'm sitting there thinking about stepping out, then my needs probably haven't been met for years.
Yeah.
I don't want to. But at the end of the day, how much do a man take if his needs are not being met? And it ain't always sexual, like Dr. Mark said. It's a lot of nuanced things that may be neglected on top of, okay, I ain't getting sex like I want either.
What needs do you think, other than sexual, getting neglected?
Time, communication, certain level of support, peace, things like that. But the communication for one, and time is a big one as well. And also, do you pay attention? Do you pay attention to your man? Do you know what he really like? Or you just doing stuff you think he like? A lot of people do that. I'm like, nah, that man might not even like that. You like, you might schedule all this stuff to go do, but he might not like none of that. He just doing it because you like.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a big one. I've heard that a lot. Guys will say stuff like that. You don't really listen and pay attention to what they're saying.
They ain't gonna listen. Yeah.
What do you think, Tiffany?
I agree. I think time communication. Also, if with women, we are emotional beings. So I'll just say for me, it's all about, okay, at the end of the day, I know there'll be times that I have, a good day or bad day, but if I know that you're there for me and I know that I'm emotionally safe with you, then I'm okay.
What do you think, Arinda?
What y'all said, time, communication. Well, I'll take back the time because I don't have time. I'm sorry. But yeah, communication. And my biggest thing is just respecting my effort that I put into the relationship, making me feel like I actually matter to you. Let me feel like I'm wanted. I think that's my biggest thing.
Me too.
You want to feel needed. I want to feel like I'm wanted.
Right. Trey, what are your final thoughts on this topic as far as open relationships?
I think it just comes down to where both sides, men and women in a relationship, going to have to come to a common ground and definitely communicate what they feel, what they want, because like you said, somebody's going to want their time and respect, because everything is not really sexual. It's not sex, because at the end of the day, like I said, I've been divorced. It wasn't about the sex. It came to a time where I wasn't getting time, and then everything else started falling, and then dominoes just started falling. Time, not understanding who you are, not understanding me. So just that it comes to the fact of all in all communication, speaking what you want, your truth. Definitely therapy. We got to come nowadays. Honestly, I promote that all day long. It's nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of times people think there's something wrong with going to therapy, and you got to be able to hear the truth from your partner, what you're lacking. You can't be going into your feelings and be ready to spit back, well, you don't do this. This is why I don't do this type of thing. Okay, no, what is it that we're going to work on together? Okay, this is not working. Because it's going to be the time where in therapy that everybody's going to be able to say their piece of what's not working for them and how we're going to work on this. Or is this something that we can work on together? It's just so many things that it comes into play nowadays when you are in a relationship or married. We have to communicate. We can't keep it into ourselves anymore. Guys, especially, I think a lot of times women now, they're not used to if a guy does this, if we speak, our feelings. I found that out personally myself sometimes in the past. Sometimes people couldn't accept that, and a lot of because of going in, learning about being in therapy, I learned to be able to self-evaluate. I learned to be able to talk to people when it was time. Sometimes, I probably still that guy in me. I'm about to talk about it, but at some point, I know I will end up feel like, you know what, I need to talk about this because it's eating me up. So just we have to be able to communicate. That's something that just has to be pumped out there.